to day 27 of the How to Make Money Online 30-Day Challenge. We are on day number 27, and today's topic is content writing. How are you guys doing out there? Hope everybody's excited about this one. I'm definitely excited about it. There we go. If we can get this camera straight. There we go. Okay, so you guys know the drill by now, day 27. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, welcome. We're so happy to have you. So if you missed a replay, there is a playlist that is on the main channel page, and it's basically labeled How to Make Money Online 30-Day Challenge. So you can go there and it'll show you every single day, excuse me, every single day up to this point. So if you missed one, feel free to check those out. They're in chronological order, so the topics are different, but you're more than welcome to go and just start at day one and come on up, get caught up. So welcome you guys. So today we're going to be talking about the content writing. So what is content writing? So content writing involves creating written material, right? Articles, blogs, informational pieces, product reviews, that type of thing, for digital platforms with the purpose of informing, engaging, or persuading a specific audience. So that sounds pretty cool, right? So this can include blog posts, articles, website copy, social media posts, product descriptions, and much, much more. Just kind of think about anywhere that you see any type of content that isn't a video or an image that's written, that is what we're talking about today. So really, there's such a wide range, wide variety of potentials out there. So effective content writing requires a good understanding of the target audience, strong writing skills, and knowledge of SEO, search engine optimization, techniques to ensure the content ranks well in search engines. So basically, to put it all together, you have a bunch of different ways that you can write content, and you could take that and have an understanding of who you're going to be targeting with your content. So basically, what is a niche? What is the target audience, the ideal audience? Who are you trying to get the point across to, or who are you trying to educate or teach? So that's kind of what we're going to be diving into today. I like it just because there's so many different ways you can go about content writing. It doesn't just have to be about blogs, writing blogs, that kind of thing, blog articles. It could be a very wide range of things, product descriptions, product reviews, all of that. So if you guys have been here before, you know how it works. We're going to go through the outline, and we're going to kind of hit on some of the high points, and then we'll go into everything a little bit more in detail, and then we're going to throw in some Q&A here and there. And at the very end, we'll go through and take any questions that are remaining. Okay, let's dive in. So we talked about here's the introduction, what the definition of content writing is. So what is the importance and the demand for content writing in the digital age? So as you know, as everybody knows, we're in the digital age, and we live in a time where I feel like, I mean, everything is out there as far as on the internet. So anything you could possibly want or find, well beyond things that you can, figure out yourself. So the cool part about content writing is you can do it from anywhere. It's global, right? It's a global opportunity. You don't have to be, a certain, you know, anything as far as, you could do it from scratch. You can learn from scratch. So that's the beauty of it. Just as you go along, you can gain more experience. And it's incredibly important to help for the internet in terms of sharing information, sharing product reviews, that kind of thing. And just being there, being able to actually, I think, share an experience, share a personal experience with somebody, with an audience, and getting feedback and being able to interact, I think, is a wonderful thing. I mean, that kind of brings it back to, the positive side of the internet, the what draws people in, the energy, the enthusiasm, the excitement about what you're writing about. So when it comes to earning potential, really that is almost limitless, because it really depends on if you're going to do this yourself, if you're going to get hired by a company, or how are you going to work into becoming a content writer. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with a company. It could be on your own. You could be a freelancer. You could go to a site like Upwork or Fiverr or that type of thing and actually, you know, build your client list that way. But there's a couple of different concepts that we need to start with just so we get an understanding of what we're talking about here. So the key concepts here. Okay, so let's start with the types of content. So obviously we talked about blogs. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows what blogs are. As far as blog content, that could really be about anything. Any topic you can imagine, you can write an article about. So a blog could be one thing. Blog article, blog post, those are all basically synonymous with each other, interchangeable. Social media. So really anywhere where you write content, it doesn't have to be like this really long article. It could be, a couple of paragraphs, a couple of pros and cons, maybe a comparison between different products. Um, and then it could be website copy. So you could be on a website and you could be a copywriter for a website and creating content for a specific brand, maybe a specific niche or a specific sub niche. Maybe you're in the gaming niche and you're doing a product review about a game, or you're writing a game review about the latest and greatest video game that came out. So that's also an example of what copywriting is. So the opportunities are endless, absolutely. So you really just got to kind of figure out where you fit in and where do you actually want to, where do you see yourself excelling and being able to take advantage of, this little slice of content writing internet. So, all right. So SEO. If you guys aren't familiar with SEO, it stands for search engine optimization. So SEO is incredibly important when it comes to content writing. So what SEO is basically when you're typing in something in Google, whether it be a keyword, a topic, a niche, something, and you see all those different search results come up. SEO is basically like a technique, a strategy for your blog post, your pages, maybe your social media posts to rank, basically to rank on the first page of Google, or the second or the third page or whatever. So SEO is basically like a series of techniques that you put together in order to ultimately show up on Google search results. So there's a couple of different ways that you can think about SEO when it comes to ranking specifically with like a blog post or a blog article. So obviously you want those keywords within your title, and somewhere in your article you definitely want to put keywords in there too. Um, there's a lot of different ways you can find keywords. The website or the tool that I like to use is vidIQ, and that's a really, really easy, very simple keyword research tool. The layout is easy and it allows you to actually see, what the keyword ranking score, and it actually allows you to be able to see, okay, how many searches for this keyword are per month, and then what's the competition look like. So, and we're going to dive into that here in a moment, just so you guys can see a little bit of vidIQ. How do you do SEO? And when it comes to the keyword research side of things. So let me pull it up here and then I will flip the screen around and we'll be able to jump into this. Okay, so let me flip over to this other. If you guys have been here before, you know about this other wonderful tripod that we have over here. Okay, let me get this straightened out. Hey, Sweetums, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. No worries at all. We were just diving into, so we're talking about content writing, and this is like a really tripod disaster. We're talking about content writing. So we're just diving into some of the core principles or techniques of when you're trying to rank for your article, and we're diving into SEO a little bit. So I wanted to share this tool that I use. It's called vidIQ. If you've been on this before, been with us before on this live stream challenge or any of our videos, you know how much we really like vidIQ. It's very simple to use and it's very, very easy to navigate, and it does it primarily. The tool was, sort of designed for like YouTube as far as keyword research, but it's not solely for YouTube. I mean, you can easily it doesn't specifically say it's just for YouTube, so you could use it for other platforms as well. So what we're gonna do is let's think of we're gonna think of a niche because we're thinking about content writing. So you want to think about blogs, articles, as well as social. But let's start with we'll start with content, right? So let's think about a niche. So I like outdoor. Hey, young Saint, how you doing? So good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it, man. So we're just diving in here to vidIQ. We're going to do some keyword research in order to demonstrate some search engine optimization or SEO. So if you have a blog, and let's say you have an outdoors blog, so let's type in outdoors and let's see what we got here. All right. So the word out. So what we're seeing here, let's break it down. Sorry, let me make this a little easier to see. Okay, so the keyword we're going to go after just to start is called outdoors, right? So as you can see down here, there's about 30,500 searches a month, and the competition is very high on this. So, and the number closer to 100 is going to be, um, you want to go something that's like 50 or below in that range. So basically, you want the background. See how this says high and it's green? It got it like a green background, and this one is very high, but it's red. You definitely want to see green and green. So some form of two variations of green color. And the score, the background, see how it's yellow? We want that to be green too. So this is just a very basic keyword research here. So, okay, so the word outdoors itself is not clearly the search volume isn't that high. We really want to find something that's like at least 100,000 searches a month in terms of something that's going to be a really solid keyword. So, and plus the competition is pretty high. So, do you guys anybody have any ideas or any suggestions about thinking about the outdoors? How could we or what other words could we use and we can see what comes up on the ranking? So, what is another word that is related to outdoors that we could use for like a blog article? So that's kind of what we're thinking about. So, anybody have any ideas of what we can use here? And then we can play with it, and this directly corresponds into SEO. And we're trying to find keywords that we can use for our blog article. So we just want to go and we want to search for something that has to do with outdoors. So if you can't think of anything, you can also click here. There's related keywords up here. And then that means keywords that are related to outdoors. So we could probably start there or matching terms. So something that has the word outdoors in it that's a part of a keyword. So why don't we click on related keywords? So what it's going to do is it's going to give us things that are related to the word outdoors. And it's going to break it down. These are really the two main columns you want to look at. So search volume and then competition. So ideally you want something that search volume is like at least 100,000 and the competition is like medium or lower than medium. So what you can do also is you can sort by the overall keyword score. So remember, we want to look for something green. So let's click this. All right, so these are going to be very high. So we want to click it again and it's going to give us, let's see. So this is yellow. Okay, so it looks like we're going in the wrong direction. We're going in the wrong direction. So I think we need to search actually for another keyword because even the related keywords are still too they're not very specific enough. So let's do how about something like how about bird watching? How about that? Because that has to do with the outdoors. Okay, so once again we have a search right here and it's 26,000 searches every month, but the competition is still high because it's still red. So we can look in related keywords right here and we can search again and let's see if we can find something that may be green. It may pop up as green on this. So let's take a look. Here we go. Now we're talking. All right, so you guys see how the numbers are green, right? So anything for the overall score, you want it to get to as high as 100 as humanly possible. So as you can see, we're not going to get exactly 100,000 on these, but something close right here is going to be bird photography. So that's got 14,000. So that's not too bad. I mean, okay, cat TV, that's not related. Bird binoculars, that's not going to be related. So let's keep looking and let's see what we can find here. Bird watching tips. Okay. Milwaukee rain sounds. All right, so let's actually just do, how about this? We saw a 20,000 one. I just want to show you, or bird photography. Let's do this. Okay, so bird photography. So in terms of finding a keyword, this is perfect. We talked about it wanting to be green and green. So I know the search volume is not 100,000. I mentioned that before, but it's still, I mean, almost 15,000 searches a month. So that's still significant for sure. So the search volume is really good because it's high and the background color is green, and then competition is low. So we want the competition to be lower. That means not as many people are searching for the keyword bird photography. And the overall score is going to be 66, which is really, really good because it's in green. So really, as long as it's in the lighter green over here, you're doing really well. But to get it over here in the darker green, that's like the ideal, like the perfect ideal spot. So that would probably, in order to get over here, you probably need a search volume of maybe 100, 150,000, maybe 200,000 searches, but competition is going to be less than maybe like 35, 30 in that range. So, but this is a really good start. So, okay. So in terms of SEO, how does this tie in? Who cares? What are we doing here? So bird photography is going to be your keyword that you're going to want to use in your like your blog article if you're writing an article in order to get to combine SEO, basically combine SEO scores. So we got bird photography, and so what you can do is we definitely want to write that down. So we're going to write down bird photography right here, and then you can go to related keywords up here, and you can see, okay, what is related, loosely related to bird photography. And if we go over here, we can sort again by overall score, and we can take a look and see, okay, so there's one right here that's very low, but the problem is it that's insane, right? So it's got 405,000 views, searches every month, except for the fact that it's a camera. But this doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing, right? So I'm gonna click on that, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a absolutely stellar, like rock star score right here. So overall score is 83 and very high. So 405,000 a month, and the competition is 17.7. This is like bonkers in terms of, you know, so what you could do is, okay, so you're saying, well, this doesn't have anything to do with birds or photography, but it actually does because this is a camera, right? So you could change this and you could pivot this into a product review article about this camera. So for example, if we go to Amazon, let's go to Amazon, and we'll go and we'll search over here, and we're going to search for that exact keyword, right? And this is what's going to come up. So this is the camera right here. So the reason this is significant is because it's a camera, right? So that's in line with bird photography. That's on the same wavelength as wanting to have a keyword for SEO. But on top of that, what you can do is you can absolutely capitalize on affiliate marketing with this through your content writing. So if you are part of the Amazon affiliate program, Amazon Associates, what you could do is you could actually just go up here and you can get your link. So you can click on text and you can copy and paste your link right here. And that would be your Amazon affiliate link for this particular camera. So that would be how you work it into an article itself. So does that kind of make sense about how, okay, the first step is really to find a niche. We talked about outdoors, so that's good. And then we wanted to find a keyword that ranked pretty well. So we went with bird photography. So I'm going to go back over here and let's type in bird photography again. And I just want to compare the two, bird photography. Okay. So we went from bird photography, that was the first one, the first keyword. And then that led us to the Nikon Z6, which is just a insane score. Like, can you guys see this? I mean, 405,000 every month searches every month, and then the competition is basically nothing. So really anything less than probably, there, which would be, I don't know, maybe 40, 45, 50-ish, somewhere in there. This is just a absolutely killer. Like you are sure to rank with this particular with the high quality article. You're sure to rank with this keyword for sure. So that's the beauty about using this tool vidIQ to be able to search. different keywords. So do you guys, anybody have any questions about what we've covered so far? I just want to make sure that you guys are kind of understanding the SEO portion of it, because that's an absolute crucial piece into content writing. So let me know if you guys are liking this. Definitely for sure hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it. It'd definitely help out. Spread this out, this challenge out to more people. So I appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna go back and we can go through and let me show you how this would look as far as like in a real life blog article. So I'm gonna go here. So this is a blog article that, or blog that I created for outdoors, and I'm gonna search for, I think I have one about trail cameras. Here we go. Okay, so this is an article that I did last year or 2 years ago, and it's basically about the best type of trail cameras for every type of hunter. So this would be an example of an article layout. So we have your intro right here. This is an introduction for the article, and keep in mind, think about all of these pieces that tie together in order to have good quality SEO. So you have the intro right here, and then you have the Amazon affiliate disclosure. You definitely want to have that for sure. You want to make sure you stay in the good graces of Amazon. And then you make sure for headers. One big thing that I think people don't realize about content writing, specifically with blogging, is for SEO, you definitely need to have different sizes of headers in terms of separating your article. So these headers, these are H2 headers, and then you have a little bit of information, and you want it to be sorted out in, I would say, like 2 or 3 maybe sentences. That way it's very easy to read and it's simple. So you're not going through and you're not looking at it, you're like, oh crap, this is a huge paragraph. I can't read it, that kind of thing. It gets all jumbled up. And then what you're going to want to have is you're going to have an image, right? So a custom image for the product itself. So this best camera for night vision right here. And this is a Gardy Pro. So this image was created in Canva. Basically took the product image from Amazon and customized it with a custom background. And then basically created this little product kind of insert right here. So if somebody were to click on check price on Amazon, it's going to go right from here over to Amazon, and it's going to allow you to go right, click on this right here. So it's going to go, or not this one. It's not going to go to the camera, but it'll take you to Amazon, and it'll take you right to this product page right here. So, and then of course, if you're a part of Amazon Associates, anything that somebody, like if there's a customer that clicks on your link and they have anything in their cart for 24 hours after they click on your link, then you'll get a cut of, or you'll get a commission of. So that, all of that ties into SEO for like a blog article type thing. So, and then if you scroll down, all of this ties in to SEO. Everything is very strategic and it's placed very intently. So you have a little couple more paragraph, why it's amazing, great to know, basically some information about it. And then we go down to the next one, right? And this type of article in terms of SEO and content writing is going to be a product review. So when you think about, okay, this is a blog article, is there a name for this type? But this is a product review article. So there's about I think it's like four or five different trail cameras that were reviewed in this particular article. So we're going to go down, same thing, put in a little blurb here about why it's amazing, why you should check it out. Great to know things, basically information about the products. And I'm going to actually post this here. So if you guys want to check this out, I'm going to post this article. So if you like to check it out, you can follow along with me. So there we go. Hey, Sweetums. No worries. So content writing is actually, it could be for a blog, it could be for social media, it could be for a website, like coding for a website. There's many different ways. So really any type of writing that you see that's, in a paragraph or a descriptor or any type of like writing in a nutshell could be considered content writing. Yep. So it's not just for like a blog or a website. So that's a cool part about content writing, is that there's so many different avenues of, what you can take as far as, do you hate writing for blogs, but you love social media, you could take advantage of writing for social media. Maybe you're writing Facebook posts, possibly for a brand, and you're coming up with like some really cool like marketing ideas or marketing strategy, and you write that out in a Facebook post. That also is definitely content marketing. So there's so many different ways that you can go about content marketing. So let's go down a little bit further and take a look. So basically, there's five here. So we have a features guide down here. So these are basically like the top five trail camera features that you want to keep in mind, or that I put that you want to keep in mind when you're looking for a trail camera. So basically, the intent and the thought of writing this section was strictly for the customer. So you want to actually have, okay, the customer in mind. So any kind of content writing, it doesn't matter if it's a blog, website, whatever it is, social media, you want to have the customer, what are their pain points? What are their thoughts? I mean, what are they going to get? You want them to get the most out of whatever you're writing here. So basically, here's the features. So you have the ability to detect animals, trigger time, recovery time, and so on. So, hey, photo booth chick, how you doing? Thank you so much for popping in. Okay, so the question is, how can I stay relevant now that ChatGPT is trending? So when you're talking about staying relevant, photo booth chick, are you talking about obviously content, content writing, that sort of thing? I think when you have like a chatbot, like ChatGPT is an excellent example. You really want to add the human element as far as the human touch, and really giving it any kind of whatever emotion that you can put into the article, the blog article, the post, social media post, whatever it may be. um, that's probably the best way to do it as far as having yourself stand out, because you figure all of these AI tools, yeah, sure, they can spit out a bunch of articles, a good outline, that kind of thing. But oh, right on. Okay, cool. So you're a writer who offers writing for social media. Right on. So I would say, let me flip this around actually. Sorry, I'm like going in between like these two like tripods here. Let me flip this around real quick. So let me flip this around because it's a little easier for you guys to see me talk rather than with this flipping the screen, all that junk. Okay. So yeah, so I just want to make sure I was talking right to you instead of having you see the screen. So I would say, because right? I mean, ChatGPT, all these other chatbot programs, they're going to spit out like, arguably a really awesome outline of an article, right? But it's just there's no human touch, there's no personal touch, there's no emotion that's a part of it. Sharing like a personal experience, being able to, I think, draw in people and have them engage with you. So, if you do have a personal experience with whatever you're talking about, sharing part of that, I think, allows the reader, the audience, the viewer, whoever it is, to really kind of connect with you without getting obviously too personal. You know what I mean, like personal, personal, but it still allows you to be able to like connect, right? So if you're able to talk to them and through your words, through what you're saying, be able to say, if I'm reading what you wrote, I'm like, oh man, yeah. I mean, this person like loves this, loves birds, loves whatever, loves to go hiking. I'm just gonna make this stuff up. Loves to go hiking, loves to go camping. There's this super, super killer place that I went in the Grand Canyon, and it was just like absolutely gorgeous. It was stunning. You should see the leaves and all the birds and the wildlife. So really kind of, I'm not saying like bolster it up, like lie for sure. Definitely don't lie. Definitely don't lie. But like make it as um creative and kind of vivid as you possibly can. So what you want to do is step into the mind of somebody who's reading it. So if you had like your best friend, your buddy, your family, whatever, if they were reading it, you really want them to, in a sense, be able to kind of like close their eyes and be like, I can see it. I can see the Grand Canyon. I can see the birds. I can see the deer, this kind of thing. So be as descriptive as humanly possible. You definitely want to put in um, photos, videos where it's appropriate, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, sorry, that's kind of an obvious one, right? No lies. But I mean, I think in all seriousness, I think definitely like if you were able to draw people in and have them be like, Yeah, okay. I get it. You know, I can visualize that. That's awesome. So I think that's a big part of it is like being relatable, right? Being real, being authentic, being relatable, even if you're not like you don't have to be the best writer in the world, obviously. You don't have to like won awards in your elementary school for spelling bees because you know how to spell everything. I mean, the point is like be real, be authentic, and just try to if you're authentic and you're sharing a real experience, I know that I would be super stoked to like read that and to be like, oh, you know what? I may want to check that out or whatever. Like, and what I'm saying, the kind of the advice that I'm giving, it may not line up apples to apples of what you're trying to do, but I'm just trying to pick on something that I know that I've written about before, just from like the blog, the old blog days back in 2022, 23. Really, come on, just shot water out of the straw. Anyway, um, so yeah, I think that's kind of like a good approach. I mean, and not to mention, along with the good descriptors and the really the visual elements, if you have like pictures and videos, anything that you can kind of bolster and kind of complement the words, the text, I think that's a win-win. So sweet. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So you're welcome. Absolutely. So you just reminded me real quick. So usually I say this at the end, but I'll just let you guys know now. So actually, our channel is actually not monetized yet. So we're working towards a goal. And at the very top of the live stream chat, we do have ways to support the channel. So we have Buy Me a Coffee, we have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, you know, the whole work. So if you feel inclined to help us out and support us, if you're enjoying this live stream and the past 26 days we've gone live, we would really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, Photo Booth Chick. Thank you. Yo, Sneaky Ninja, what's up, man? How you doing? It's great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining. All right. So we get back on track here because I didn't, wet the keyboard here. So yeah, Sweetums, that's a great point. So what a Sweetums question is, so what about tone and current sorry. I I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I promise this will tie in. What what about tone, current slang and trends? Is a person more convinced? Thank you, Photo Booth Chick, you as well. Thank you so much for stopping in. Appreciate it. Is a person more convincing than ChatGPT would be? So when I read current slang and trends, the reason I was laughing is because last night I was watching one of the early episodes of Shark Week. I don't know if anybody likes Shark Week. I promise this will tie in. Anyway, one of the episodes, the first episode that I was watching, they were referring to this large shark, this huge, I don't even know what kind of shark it was. It wasn't Mako, it was like great white. I'm not sure what it was. But anyway, they wanted to find a what they called a quote queen boss shark. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What does that even mean?" What are they even talking about? And so the entire show for like 45 minutes or whatever, they're just going on and on about this queen boss shark, like trying to find this one queen boss shark that has like the 4 or 5 suitors of other sharks around her, around her to kind of build this like shark posse. And I'm like, really, is that where we are? Shark Week 2024. You're starting to use these current like slang terms to try to connect with. I mean, it's hey, it's one of those things that you know, it is what it is, right? So that's that's funny. That's funny. That's crazy. So anyway, so Sweetums, I was not laughing at you. I just read your point, and that's what it reminded me of. So no, but in all seriousness, I do genuinely, I do think that your tone and your current slang um, and trends definitely can be more convincing than ChatGPT because you're kind of connecting on a deeper deeper level with maybe a younger generation or today's generation, that kind of thing. But I think it's important to kind of do like a mix and match. Sweetum said, so it wasn't It wasn't the breed. They called it a queen and a boss. Yeah, so actually on the screen, like legit on the screen, they put the words queen boss. Like, we're looking for a queen boss shark. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, really? So I don't know. Hey, if you're in Gen Z, I mean, I'm no disrespect in any way, shape, or form, but I was just surprised that Shark Week of all things was kind of using this terminology. That made me laugh. So I definitely have family members that can relate to that. So I loved it. I thought it was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. So that's it. Sweetums, go. You got it. Queen Boss Shark right there. Queen Boss. Yep. And then what it was like basically I know, I'm apologize, you guys, this is kind of off topic, but so it was basically like this shark, like this huge, she was like, I don't know, 13, 15, I don't know, 15 to 13 to 15 feet long. And anyway, they were talking about like basically having these individual male sharks around her to create this like group of this posse. So anyway, that's what it was. So okay, enough about the sharks, unless you guys don't mind. And then because it is Shark Week starting today. So I'm totally game. I mean, I know we're talking about content writing, and this is a how to make money online channel, but hey, if you're into sharks, throw a shark emoji down there. Maybe we can kind of put them in. So, um, anyway, Sweetums, I don't even know if I answered your question. I apologize. So, I think the short answer is yes. I definitely think a person is more convincing than ChatGPT for sure. There's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT as like an outline, but it's kind of like a blog article outline or that kind of thing. But you know, I think it's really up to the individual, up to the creator or the writer. So yeah. Okay, now that we got like insanely off topic. Yes. All right. Got it. There it is right there. That sealed the deal. What are we? We're 37 minutes in. Let's go. Sweetums, did you see like at one point it was like 36 or 38? That was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Loved it. And we're still at 9 likes. I'm just, I'm, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's all good. All right. So Sneaky Ninja says, yes, that's true. Yep. I've definitely experimented with ChatGPT and it's really impressive how it can write a different demographic of readers. Isn't that crazy, Sneaky Ninja? Like, seriously, like, I mean, just stepping outside of what we're talking about, like technology is awesome, isn't it? Isn't it so cool? Like, dang, man, that's awesome. It's super, super cool. The fact that you can start with a basic like keyword or like some general like super small keyword and it can write an entire blog article like outline, that's like bonkers to me. Like it's bananas. But anyway, it's just, it's one of those things where it's it's cool. Um, okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm just writing. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes real quick here. All right, okay, one sec, you guys. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Okay. All right, sorry. So where were we? Okay, thank you guys so much for not dropping off because I had a momentary lapse of looking up two. We lost two. We lost two. Okay, so we talked about SEO and its importance in content writing. Do you guys have any questions about SEO, like kind of as a whole? I mean, just remember like this is kind of more of like a high level kind of, type explanation or kind of overview. But so we're not going to dive into like some super crazy like expert SEO strategies. But if you have a question like high level, so yeah, so we haven't dove into that quite yet, Sweetums. The tools and the resources. Excuse me, but we definitely have that a little bit further down. Yep, on the outline. So okay, so I promise we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that one part. So yeah, so um, that's a good segue. So for SEO, you definitely, I mean, technically no, you don't need to have tools, but I think it's next to probably it's probably next to impossible to you know, to do this without having some sort of tools. And the reason I say that is only because if you think about like how are you actually I don't know. I mean, how are you going to come up with these keywords on your own? Like I guess if you think about it, like try to break it down simple, right? So if you need keywords and you need to kind of figure out, okay, um, you know, what can I search for? What can I insert in my article, my blog, my social media post, that kind of thing. Um, I, I think it's difficult to do without tools. So that's why we were kind of showing off vidIQ for like a keyword research tool. Um, so that's obviously definitely one of my favorite ones. There's another tool and it's called Surfer AI. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Surfer AI. Let me pull up a link here. Um, let me see. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I should have had this planned or ready. Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay. So not Surfer AI, Surfer SEO, sorry. Surfer SEO is a tool that you can use and you basically what you can do is you can look up your competition, um, the articles of whatever your competitors are with a certain keyword. And I apologize. I used to have a subscription for this. We're not able to actually get in and kind of see it, but we can do an overview based on the website. We could take a look at this tool and I'll show you guys what this is all about. So let me flip this around again um, and then we could take a look here. So let me straighten this out. Okay. So mind you, a lot of these tools, especially for SEO and blog articles and that kind of thing, I mean, you're going to have to pay money for sure. So you're not going to be able to do it without, on a free account, or if it is free, it's going to be like super limited. So you can actually, so what you can do here is, so what Sweetums asked was, can you look up the competing articles of the same topic and take their SEO? So a tool like Surfer SEO, you can absolutely do that for sure. So what we're going to do is, let me see if I can let's see, find a way we can do it. Cause I don't have, okay. Can I stop this? Okay. Let me see research. Okay. So this is an example of what Surfer SEO can do. So let me find a place to stop and then I will show you. So basically what you do is you go in and it's going to be a keyword. There's a keyword research feature of it and you can actually type in the keyword research and then it's going to tell you, okay, these are the keywords right here. And then it tells you the search volume like vidIQ does. And then it's going to tell you the keyword discovery. So really the higher the number, that's going to be better. So it tells you what keywords are the most searched for. So, and it's going to tell you the average difficulty in terms of ranking for a certain keyword. So let's hit this play real quick and I want to see if we can. Okay, so this is an example. Let me see. Let me actually play this real quick. Okay. Rank. Here we go. Write and rank. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. This is how Surfer SEO works. So basically, you type in a keyword right here, and then what it's going to do is it's going to open up a content editor where you're able to write your article. So it's going to pop it up, and then you're gonna yep. So the highest number of difficulty is 100. So basically, what that means is that's gonna be very difficult in order in terms of ranking for. So the higher the number, the more difficult the keyword is gonna be to rank. So Sweetums just asked, is there a way to spy or not spy, but like check your competitors and take their keywords? And this is exactly where you do that. So once you type in your keyword up here, you can go through and it's gonna pop up the first like top 10 or top 15 articles that rank with that same keyword. So for example, rei.com, they have they have a keyword right here, how to start running. So if we go over here, this is an actual article too. So this isn't just like an example. I mean, this is an actual legit article that REI has. So the content score is 70. So basically, when you're on this tool and you're compiling your article, you're building it. They give you the keywords to suggest that you should use. They also give you like the headers, how many headers you should use. Um, it breaks it down into three different categories. So the content score, basically 100 for the content score is going to be perfect, like a perfect article. It's got the right amount of pictures, the right amount of keywords, the right amount of paragraphs and headers. So that's content score. So really the larger, not necessarily, but the larger the brand, like REI is a big company, right? And they have like their authority, authority goes from 0 to 10. So basically 9 is one step below 10, and their authority is like the ultimate basically in terms of, this particular keyword. So, and it also goes to show you how many words they actually have in the article itself, the specific article. So this is a way that you can actually see how your competitors are actually ranking as far as what the content score is based on each individual article. So you have REI up here, you have runnersworld.com, then you have another one about Runner's World, and then something about Reddit. So you can see that you basically can customize your article. And then once you click on it, what it's going to do is it's going to bring up the article and it's going to break it down. Okay, this is how the SEO is on this particular article. So they basically break down the article that is ranked. So see how it says Runner's World right here on this side? They're breaking it down right here. So they're telling you this is how the structure of the article is built. So you have H2, right? They tell you what the header is. And then they have all this information right here. And then they have another header down here, and it gives you the actual link for the article itself. So this is not something that is, oh, just be nice to have, that kind of thing. Like they're making up, an example. I mean, this is a real article from Runner's World that this tool is breaking down the headers. It tells you how they're, separating their information, and just so you can mirror it as close as possible in order to achieve the best results. So then once you do that, then you're going to go through and you're going to write. So it's going to show you over here. It's going to give you a score. So a content score. So remember, close to 100 is perfect. I don't know that I've ever seen a content score being 100, but what it's going to tell you is the average content score for this keyword is going to be 67, and the top score is going to be 73. Yep. So Sweetums asked, can you test your own article's score after you write it? Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can for sure. So as you're writing it, and that then comes this next part, which is absolutely awesome. It tells you based on the keyword, right? The keyword was how to start running over here, right? So based on that keyword, the top 10 articles on Google, right? They have between 1,800 and 2,000 words or 2,070 words. So you really want to kind of dive in that portion right there. So you want to have your article between 1,800 words and 2,000. And as you physically write your article here in the editor, it's going to add up word 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it'll give you it'll tell you the amount of words that you actually have. So, and then the headings. So what are the headings? So this would be like this right here. So this is a heading. This is a heading. Anything that's in bold. So H1, H2, H2, that kind of thing is a heading. So it tells you how many headings you need. So on average, the headings are between 14 and 17 within the article itself. Just this particular article. So it's really breaking down everything that you need in order to compete with this particular Runner's World article. So the fact this content score is 92 is pretty insane, because that's darn near perfect for a content score. So you can see there's 47 paragraphs. So what constitutes a paragraph? So basically, this would be a paragraph, this chunk right here. This would actually be a paragraph right here. It's like one or two sentences, and these would all be paragraphs. So, any like stretch of content that's more than a couple words is going to be considered a paragraph in this tool. So, and then of course it breaks down images. So it tells you, okay, this runner's world article has between five to, or what is that, eight to 10 images. So that's really your goal. That's your target goal is 8 to 10 images. So, and then what it'll tell you down here, let's see if it'll bring us down here. It'll actually tell you, okay, here's how many keywords. So this article, the keyword how to start running, they actually have um, 2 of 4. So the range you want to be in is 4 to 12 keywords for how to start running. So in 4 to 12 to 13, is that 13? 4 to 13. So in your entire article, what this is telling us is you want to have the keyword how to start running. You want to place that at least four different times in your entire article. So, hey Biak, how you doing? Thanks so much for popping in. So let's see if they go down a little bit. I'm curious if they're going to scroll down. Okay, let's see. All right, so there is also a built-in plagiarism checker, plagiarism checker as part of this tool as well. So this tool is crucial for if you want to absolutely like skyrocket your SEO. Hey Laura, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. I really appreciate it. So it's going to run through, it's going to scan your content for plagiarism, and it'll tell you if there's any plagiarism present. So, and then what you can do is you can actually export it right from here. So you can actually export it to WordPress, or you can create a new draft, wherever you want to export it to, it actually allows you to export it. So, and then basically what you do is you do the same thing. So you're going to type in a keyword, and then you're going to do create content right here. Awesome. Yeah, we're so happy to hear it. So happy to have you, Laura. And then you're going to create the CE, which is the content editor, right, where you go and you edit your article. And then once again, you guys are familiar with this. So it actually gives you a way you can auto optimize it. So if you create an article just face value for what it is, and you're like, well, I'm not really sure how it even lines up, right? So you type it as best as you possibly can, and then you can utilize this AI function within Surfer, and you can say, okay, I want to auto optimize this article, and it's going to go through and it's going to basically call out all these different things like, oh, you need to drop the words because you have too many words. See how it says like 3,600 words? So the range in order to rank, you need to have between 2,400 and 2,800 words. So it gives you, it's going to go through and it's actually going to analyze everything, and it'll underline things right here. So it tells you, okay, here's a keyword, you know, given Google search results, it'll underline things that stand out. So, and it even tells you the adjustments that you need to make. So it'll say right here, basically the number of paragraphs hasn't changed. You don't need to change your H2 headers. And then it's going to go through and optimize it for you. So basically, did you see what that did? It changed it from, let's see if we can go back. Ah, let me go back. All right, so it's going to change it from a 68 score, and watch like right here. So once it optimizes it, it's going to go from a 68 to an 86, and it does that automatically with their AI. So then all of a sudden, it just jumped, what is that, like 20 points, that kind of thing in terms of your score. And then also what you can do is you can take advantage of inserting internal links. So, we talked about internal linking between articles here a couple of lives ago, and it allows you to actually go through and insert internal links into different articles. So what you can do is you can actually click that, and then you can insert a link, and it automatically inserts whatever links that it deems appropriate for this particular keyword. It's going to go through all your other articles, and it's going to insert links on those as well. So that's just assuming that you built this the article within Surfer AI. Surfer SEO. Sorry, I keep saying AI. Surfer SEO. So that's pretty crazy. Is this, you guys think anybody out there who's doing like a blog or website that, I mean, this is definitely something that you at least want to check out, and see if it's something that might be able to fit into, you know, your plan, your tools, that kind of thing. So I put a link in there. If you just go to joinsurferseo.com, you can check it out, do a free trial, that kind of thing. Um, so see if it's for you, see if you like it, that type of thing. So, hey, the work serious. Yeah, we're actually talking about content writing. So we're not talking about Amazon KDP, but yeah, you're more than welcome to stick around, coming out with us for a little bit. So, okay, how did that? I know that was pretty quick, but do you guys think that that would be something that would be helpful in terms of, obviously maximizing your SEO and taking advantage of the tools where it basically breaks down what your competitors' articles are all about and it gives it a content score. So, I mean, to me, that tool is it's invaluable. I mean, the reason that I stopped using it. Hey, whoa, how you doing? So good to see you. Thank you so much, man, for popping in. Really appreciate it. Great to see you. All right, so I'm gonna catch you up. Well, we're basically talking about content writing. So really, we're talking about SEO, and we're diving into the different tools that you can use for SEO and why is an SEO tool important in terms of content writing to be able to help you rank and to be able to help your blog article basically climb in Google search results. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the skills required to be a content writer. Okay, so obviously writing skills, right? You need to have writing skills, research skills to be able to research different topics. Um, Along with that, SEO knowledge, right? We just kind of dove into two different topics about SEO. I mean, two different tools that you can use for SEO and adaptability. So, what does that mean? Being able to pivot and being able to actually move around and, kind of think on your toes, so to speak, and be able to, you know, go if you're going in one direction and it doesn't seem like that's working as far as like an article or the SEO doesn't seem like it's really like up to par, you will really want to be able to like pivot as quick as you possibly can in order to be able to find something that might work, find something else that might work. So I'm going to pause for a quick sec. Do you guys have any questions about what we've talked about so far or anything that maybe we haven't covered? Okay, no worries. So we'll move on. We'll move on to, so we're going to talk about the steps to get started as a beginner. So, we like to just kind of cover like the high level stuff. So, definitely feel free. Let me know if you guys have any questions as we're kind of going through this, and I'll definitely circle back around. So, okay, so Sweetum's question is, what if English is not your first language? Do you have to write in English? And the answer is no. You definitely don't have to write in English. You could easily go through and create your entire article in your native language, and then a tool like Surfer SEO can translate the entire article. So, which is a wonderful thing. So you just write it, and you know what? I mean, honestly, I never really kind of thought about in terms of like the specific language. Um, what you may want to do is you could kind of flip back and forth, like so you can have it written in your native language and then you could switch it over to English as far as translate it and then kind of see if that causes the content score to fluctuate at all. To be completely honest, I think it doesn't matter what language is written in. It's more about how do you maximize and utilize SEO as a whole, to kind of have the article come together. I think that's kind of more kind of part of the bigger picture as far as using these SEO, tactics and tricks and that kind of thing, and tips within the article as a whole. So I think it doesn't really matter what language that you create the article in, um, just as long as you're utilizing these different SEO techniques. So yeah, no, that's a great question because I know that there is viewers all over the world, and definitely English is not the first language for a lot of viewers. So yeah, so I mean, it's definitely it's using, obviously the power of AI. So AI goes through and translates it. So I definitely think that you would definitely need to probably like spot check as far as, maybe putting it through, not just that alone as a translator, but using something like, you know, Google Translate in order to, let me see. So you can actually use, okay, so Google Translate does have a website translator, so you can actually use that to be able to translate. So what I would do is I would probably run it through not one but two maybe translators and kind of see, what looks the best, what seems to flow the best. But it's definitely possible, and it's definitely been done before for sure. Um, and you know, come to think of it, I mean, I think if you write it in your native language, um, there are tools, I mean, within Google itself, like if you use Chrome, there's options to just translate automatically. So you don't necessarily need to translate it for the other viewers, I mean, or the readers. You can actually, so if we were going, if so, like somebody in the United States, they speak English. If they were looking at a website, maybe there's like Spanish, French, any other language, there's an option to actually click translate. So you can translate it through Google itself. So I don't necessarily think you need to write it in two different languages. You can just write it in your native language and then let Google do its thing to where it can translate for you. No, but that's a really good question because I know that that definitely would be asked. I know a lot of people wonder about that. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so we're gonna dive into the steps to get started as a beginner. So the first thing you definitely want to do is if you're an absolute beginner and you've never done this before and you want to get into content writing, the first thing you need to do is really develop some writing skills. So practicing writing regularly, and read, a lot of different books, a lot of different resources to understand different writing styles. So meaning there's different ways that you can say things, different ways to present information. So, developing those writing skills and at least being familiar with different types of writing skills, I think would be a good place to start to kind of get, wherever you feel comfortable, wherever you kind of feel like you fit in, like your specific style. And I think it definitely could be a fluid thing. It doesn't mean that whatever the style that you start with or you start learning with, it doesn't mean that that's the end all to be all. It doesn't have to be like that's the end, the end result. I mean, you can definitely change it kind of as you go along. So, um, next up is going to be choosing a niche. So, you want to identify topics you are passionate about, and especially if you have expertise in them or if you have personal experience, that's even better because, we talked a little bit earlier, having that personal connection, that personal, you know, like desire to reach out and actually be able to explain things, is something that I think is a really great way to connect and to build that engagement with your audience. So having somebody be able to visualize and to basically transform them or transport them into what you're trying to say, is an incredible skill. I think that not a lot of people have, and it's something that I think is just it's just something that is going to allow you to draw even closer with the audience and engage with them. So it's gonna, if you feel like you can visually kind of see and understand what they're talking about, I think that's a crucial piece of content writing because you're pulling somebody in and you're being able to allow them to actually, without experiencing physically, take it, like transporting them into this mindset of what this experience, what it looked like, what it smelled like, the things around, that sort of thing. So I think it's really one of those things where you want it to be as immersive as you possibly can, and really make it so it's something that people can relate to. People can relate to, and they really enjoy, and they they enjoy being able to read it because it feels like they're a part of it. They're a part of the experience. Okay, let me just take a look at this real quick. Okay. All right, so once you have, if you identify the topics you're passionate about or you have experience in, that directly, I think, kind of coincides with, researching the demand for content in whatever the niche is. So researching what kind of demand is there for, for your content. So we used the niche of an outdoors blog earlier. So is there a big demand for that kind of thing, for people talk about it? Excuse me, talk about outdoors. Um, there's all kinds of people that love outdoors. And I think it would be really easy to connect with somebody who, or a group of people that love different. So somebody loves hiking, they love camping, they love fishing. Maybe they don't necessarily love hunting, maybe they do, but that is all really one kind of community. Like the outdoors community as a whole could be mountain biking, it could be, canoeing, kayaking, it could be fly fishing, any kind of outdoor activity, even something as simple as going to look for like leaves, like fall foliage. That all could be part of like, you know, your target audience. So there's definitely a demand for that type of content for sure. So if you know that, that's true, people are talking about it, it's in the news, it's kind of just something that's evergreen, meaning like the topic or the category is never going to go away. It's something that is always going to be at the forefront of somebody's mind. Then that's a great niche as far as, picking something, a topic that you could talk about forever. And outdoors would be a perfect example. And obviously you can even kind of like, get a little bit more granular and, do like a fishing or like a hiking or a camping or like, you know, building bonfires. I love bonfires. I don't know if anybody else likes bonfires, but doing that, maybe a little s'mores activity going on. Um, so yeah, that's really just kind of like choosing the niche that kind of organically goes into having your target audience in mind. Like who are you actually writing for? So once you figure that out and you really have an idea of, okay, this is who I'm really writing my articles for, then everything is going to fall into line as far as, ranking and you becoming what's called like a topical authority on a certain topic or a certain keyword. So, does that kind of make sense? I know we kind of went through that a little bit quick, but I just want to make sure that the niche and the developing the writing skills is something that's is easy to kind of understand as far as where you're going with content writing. Like you have to kind of have a path, or you have to have an understanding of who you're writing for instead of just kind of blindly writing about whatever, you know? Awesome. Thank you, Wo. Appreciate it for the thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to dive into the next step about getting started as a beginner. Um, is going to be learn SEO basics. And we talked about this a little bit before, but we'll just kind of cover a little wrap up. So awesome. Thank you, Sweetums. Appreciate it. All right. So for SEO basics, and definitely feel free, you guys, if you want to chime in and offer any suggestions, please, definitely. I love, the interaction and hearing from you guys. So, or if there's something that I'm saying, you're like, dude, that is not right. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll just go with it and we'll see how far we go. Okay, so SEO basics, we're going to understand, you really need to understand keywords. So we talked about keyword search, with vidIQ. I talked about that. We talked about the importance of searching and seeing, okay, what is like the monthly volume of searches versus how is the competition for that particular keyword. So, for example, you could have a keyword that has like a million searches a month, but the competition is so steep because everybody is talking about it. So, it's going to be very difficult to rank with a keyword that has very, very high competition. I mean, that part is kind of common sense, right? I mean, you want to make sure that there's enough searches where people are searching per month, but not a lot of people are talking about it. So, what that basically means is you want to kind of you want to dive into kind of lesser known keywords. So that's pretty much keywords. So meta description. So what does that mean? So meta description is when you go to Google and you type in something, there's a little baby description, like basically like a preview of what the article is going to be about. So that is your meta description. So you want to make sure that that is filled with keywords, but you're not like keyword stuffing. You're not just like throwing crap all over the place. You want to make sure it's structured very um, like methodically, but not like just, oh, I'm gonna spam the crap out of this. So that would be meta descriptions, and then on page SEO techniques. So what does that mean? So let's say you have a featured image. So when you're saving your featured image, when you create a featured image in say like Canva or whatever graphic design program you use, the actual file name of that image, you want to put a keyword in there. So let's say, bird photography. So let's say you have a picture of a bird, like zoomed in, and it's a really close picture and it's eating bird seed or whatever. So you would want to save the actual file name of that featured image to be bird photography because you want to tie it back, right? So you want to tie everything back to SEO. And again, everything with SEO for the most part is keywords and descriptions. So that would be a perfect example of an on-page SEO technique is taking the image, saving it as a keyword so you can utilize the SEO from the image in addition to the rest of your like blog article or your social media post, that kind of thing. So we talked about tools a little bit. So using tools like Google Keywords, right? They have a Google Keyword Planner is built in. I think it was, whoa, was it you or was it Damien? One of you guys mentioned about Google Ads and paying for $1 and then searching all the keywords. Um, or you can also use a tool like SEM Rush, and we talked about that. And we just talked about Surfer. Surfer has a keyword tool as well, so you can check any of those out. Those are all free. So that's kind of wrapping up learning SEO basics. So next up is setting up a blog or a portfolio. So really what this means is creating a blog, personal or professional, business, to showcase your writing skills. So you can have a different series of blog articles that you already wrote, in terms of maybe having them just kind of like top to bottom and, with the images and just a really professional example. So I wouldn't do like a screenshot. You really want to have the core blog post as it stands if you were going to the blog article. And then you can use platforms like WordPress or Wix or Squarespace. Really, the platform is not essential. It's just a means to what are you going to use in order to put your blog out there or publish your blog, that kind of thing. So, okay, so next up is creating sample content. So you want to write articles or blog posts on relevant topics. And it doesn't even, remember we talked in the beginning, it doesn't even have to be just about blog posts. It could be social media, it could be different kinds of content online. So anything where you're basically writing a description is going to be content writing. So that's classified as content writing. So, but in this case, for this little example, we're going to use a blog. So writing the article or the blog post on a relevant topic, meaning what is your niche? So what niche did you decide? Do we decide on outdoors? And then you kind of break it down a little further. and we talked about, well, maybe it's like hiking or camping or fishing, or maybe it's bonfires or s'mores, which I love, or maybe it's stargazing, or could be looking for fall foliage or the leaves in the fall or whatever. So those all would be relevant topics that tie back up to the outdoors. So, and then you would definitely want to make sure your content is well researched. So how do you do this? So you can do it a couple different ways. So keyword, obviously keyword research is probably number one. So you want to make sure that the keyword itself is going to be highly sought after, but the competition is a little bit lower. Um, and it's engaging and SEO friendly. So we talked about that, all the different aspects of SEO. Engaging would be something that, yeah, yeah, definitely like Pinterest. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Will, for putting that in. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, so really engaging would be when somebody starts reading the article, they're like, oh man, yeah, I got to get down to the bottom. I want to see what happens. It's almost like a really good book that they can't put down, but it's actually an article, a blog article about whatever it is, whatever the topic is. So, okay. Sorry, just checking these. Okay, so next up is join content writing platforms. So, what does that mean exactly? And we've talked about some of these in the past for various live streams. I'm not even sure, like, seriously, like, legit, like, why, people waste their time with that kind of stuff. Hey, we're talking about content marketing here. If you want to join, you can stay, but, just be respectful of the live stream, the live chat. So, we're going to talk about, so going into next is join content writing platforms. So, we talked about platforms like this before, and, platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, or like ProBlogger, those are all examples of platforms that you could sign up for that you could actually create profiles on and start promoting your work. So, create a compelling profile highlighting your skills and your experience. So, what does that mean? So, you really want to you what you want to do is highlight and really get the point across of, okay, this is what I do, this is my experience, and this is what is going to be going on as far as keeping this. Thank you, Sweetums. Um, this is what Sorry. So, creating a compelling profile and highlighting your skills and your experience. So basically, this is your time to shine, right? You want to talk about this stuff. You want to definitely get the point across. Is this is what I can do? Here's the testimonials for the content I create. Yeah, seriously, like, there's nothing more distracting than that stuff, and like even like being on this side of things, like I'm going through this outline, and you read one thing, and you're like, oh man, I mean, seriously, like it just throws you off instantly when I'm trying to like be in a flow. So I try to like not look at it, but then once you read it, you're like, oh crap, it's in your mind, and then you know you want to just move on. But anyway, okay. So next step is making that pitch to clients. So basically, yep, right, exactly. Yeah, dude. So making the pitch to the clients. So research potential clients and companies. So you could find potential clients and companies on those platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, those type of things. So, we've talked about these platforms many, many times on different live streams, but this one also is a great example of at least signing up with as many as you possibly can. Yeah, no, you're good, dude. Signing up with as many as you possibly can. So, and the reason is because you really want to diversify as much of, the potential for basically drawing in new clients as you possibly can. So, if you have some sort of like a personalized pitch or like a portfolio that you could send out samples of your work, I think that would be really, really helpful because these clients that, you're trying to draw in, basically, you basically have to sell them on, okay, why should I, why should I hire you? to create this content for me? Are we a good fit? Do they like your writing style? Do they feel like you're really engaging, or is it boring content, or that kind of thing? So, all right. So next up, and this is one of my favorites, just because I think it's it's just such a neat process, is building your online presence. So, yeah, yep, exactly. Whoa. So, building a pitch deck. So basically, what that means is, I mean, the way that I understand it is, basically samples, or like core samples of what you've done, and you present it to where it's like, okay, well, this is an article that I wrote about this topic and this writing style, or this was kind of the thought or the inspiration behind this, and just basically giving examples, of what you've done in the past, your past articles that you've written. So is that kind of like, is that what you had in your head as far as like a pitch deck? I mean, that's kind of the way that I understand it. That could be wrong, but I feel like that kind of lines up. You're basically just, you're pitching your best work in order to sell yourself, basically sell yourself on somebody, why they should hire you. Cool, right on. Okay, so building your online presence. I love this, right? Because this could be it could and it should be fun, right? So use social media to promote your content. So that means you can pick as many social media platforms that you like. Honestly, I would probably stick to something that's relevant to whatever, however you could tie back into your content. As far as, like, remember, we're talking about content writing, so not necessarily, we're not really talking about videos. So maybe you would do something like, a Facebook or a LinkedIn. That would be something that's kind of more conducive to an actual writing style, versus, unless you have a way to kind of tie in like a video or a photo, could be good, but you definitely want to start building your online presence and using leverage the power of social media to really promote yourself. Um, you can join writing communities, like, I know Reddit has a lot of, different subreddits you could join, in order to get different, tips or tricks or like techniques on content writing styles. Um, and then also like engaging with other people. So that's also something I think that is underrated too, is really trying to gather information about what other people are doing. And obviously I don't mean stealing other people's ideas or their content, but just gaining inspiration from, okay, maybe I could kind of adapt, take this concept and kind of use it for my own, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, that's a good point too. Yeah, X or Instagram, definitely. Yeah, so the carousels. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I like scratched my chin and it's bleeding, but it's still not. Anyway, sorry. Don't mean to go off topic. So, yeah, no, that's a good idea, Whoa. Definitely. So, and that's gonna, after you build your online presence, that's going to directly kind of funnel into gathering feedback and improving, because you always want to make sure that you're improving, and you're always getting this constructive criticism, whatever it is, some sort of feedback, good, bad, or other, just to kind of, bolster your stance, bolster, improve, your perspective, or, how you look, how you are perceived, that kind of thing. But you always want to make sure that, you know, you're getting feedback. Not only are you gaining the feedback, but you're actually seeking it. You're seeking it, you're requesting feedback from your clients and your peers, people in the same space as you. It's important really to hear what people have to say. And if they're really truly professional, they're not just going to say a load of crap and just say whatever you want to hear. They're going to actually give you some sort of constructive criticism. As difficult as that might be to hear sometimes, I think it's incredibly, incredibly valuable, and it's just going to benefit you in the long run, I think, in terms of just building yourself up, but also building up your brand and making it something that is just, I think, something that's rock solid. And you want to have that foundation for sure. So, and then kind of along with requesting the feedback, you always want to continuously like refine your writing and your SEO skills. So we know how quickly things can change on the internet, as far as styles and that kind of thing. So you want to make sure that you're refining your writing, right? Maybe adapting a little bit of a different style or a different topic. Maybe not. Sorry, I didn't mean to say topic. a different writing style or maybe a different approach, you know. So maybe you can come at it in a different angle, in terms of just, okay, what you see is what you get. Maybe you could do from the angle of a different, yeah. So what you could do is you could reach out if you have, so if you have contacts that you've worked with before, like in the past, when you're starting to, like maybe locally, or even online, reach out to them via email or, you know, however you can contact them and just say, I would like your feedback on, you know, this latest article that I wrote. And it doesn't mean that they have to be in your niche, in your space. It's just a matter of, how does it sound? How does it flow? You know, as far as like, is it methodical in terms of having it be a structure, that type of thing. So you really just want an overall kind of feedback. Um, it doesn't have to be like apples to apples as far as you're on the same page, you're both outdoorsy, that kind of thing. Um, it could be a lawyer, it could be a person in the beauty space, it could be, you know, maybe a vlogger, like an influencer, or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. You just need some sort of feedback from, not just, you know, having it from your clients to make sure that they're happy with your work and they're satisfied. You want to make sure that whatever service that you're providing, basically you get the job done. So you got the job done, you filled the need, whatever the need was. Um, and you know, that ties directly into continuing to refine not just your writing, your SEO, but also your approach. And you want to make sure that there's constant communication. So everybody is in the loop, and especially the client, they're happy, and you're both on the same page, because you know, ultimately that's going to be the one that's paying you, right? They're going to be paying your bills. So Sweetums asked, esteemed blogs that leave comments on, would you recommend? I would say yes. There's a little asterisk or a little caveat to that, because, you know, I think we all know that there's a lot of negativity, and, you know, we've seen it, you know, on these lives the last, what, almost month. And I think if you can somehow monitor or like safeguard the comments in terms of putting on some sort of like automated filter where you can kind of, you need to approve the comments before they're actually posted live, that would be my only caveat. If you could do that to where you could kind of either delete the comment, hide it, or, you know, even better, be able to approve it as a content creator before it's posted to the public, then I would say yes for sure. Because I think that's the best way to get, you know, perhaps even indirect feedback from somebody saying like, oh yeah, I love this part of the article. It was awesome. I loved how you really put in that little blurb, or that little, you know, part about when you went camping and whatever. You saw the stars. I'm just making crap up, but you know, that kind of thing. So I think that's really invaluable to get indirect feedback when you're not asking for it. So somebody leaving a positive review, a positive experience, and somebody that's just really happy or like elated or very, they feel fulfilled, or, you know, they just appreciate the hard work that, you know, goes into creating content, that kind of thing. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's definitely huge. So being able to accept comments is a big thing, I think. Yeah, I think you can. So Sweetums asked, you can exclude allowed words, right? So I think you can. In most blog platforms that actually allow adding comments, that might be some sort of an add-on or a plugin. But I think the majority of them that I've seen, you definitely can do like some filtering, and you can exclude, you know, different words. Oh yeah, yeah. Yep, offensive words. Yeah. Yep, I'm pretty sure. And I would think by default that these places or these platforms kind of have that built in, you would think. If it's a big enough platform, then it should have some sort of monitoring as far as, you know, vulgar language, profanity, that kind of thing, keeping it professional and keeping it clean. So yeah, no, but I think that's a good point. As far as having a customer, a client, or just somebody who read the article leave feedback, and I think that's something that you, as a content creator, content writer, you need to take that very seriously, and it's something that I think could benefit all of us as far as being able to, you know, um, you know, work on that. So how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, I'm just looking at my notes here real quick. Okay. All right, so next up is going to be network and collaborate. So, what does that mean exactly? So, you're going to network with other writers and editors and industry professionals. And I know that sounds pretty intimidating, and you're like, oh crap, how do I even find these people? But I think it's more on a sense of just in your network as you're pumping out these articles or doing whatever you're doing. Um, I think you can naturally draw people in and attract people in the same space as you. And not just to like collaborate with somebody, but also just reaching out and showing your appreciation for their work, the hard work that they do, whether it be a writer, an editor, or some other person like in the industry, in the content industry. So, and you can definitely also look for collaboration opportunities to really kind of expand your reach and really get the word out there about what you're trying to do, your blog, your social media. I know that's a little bit easier said than done, but um, yeah, that's also something that I think is something that could be extremely valuable in terms of for both sides. You know, especially if um, you know the person that's you're collaborating with has a bigger following or bigger community than you do. That way you could get exposed to a lot more people. So yeah, Sweetum. I think there are spam filters, yeah, for comments. I'm pretty sure there are because I've seen that before with different platforms. Like I know WordPress for sure has that. So yeah, yeah, guest blog post I think is a big thing as far as oh sorry, whoa, so what was that? Sorry, what was the question? I think I might have missed it. Was this something that I said? Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yep. You were wondering about what Sweetum said. Yeah, yeah. Definitely. It's pretty cool actually. I mean, it's one of those things where if you can arrange to collaborate with somebody, it's. I mean, the exposure for the smaller, we'll just say smaller channel, smaller blog, smaller, you know, smaller creator is definitely has an opportunity to really expand the reach, but also to have them grow organically through that collaboration with whoever you're gonna, you know, collaborate with. So that leads me to the next point. If anybody out there sees this, either live or replay, and you want to collaborate, I'm down. You know, I'm totally cool. So just reach out to me. Let me know. I just wonder, like, how do people find you? You know, to collaborate. Like, I don't have, aside from leaving like a comment on your videos or something. Like, I don't really have any way to get reached out to. I don't think. Maybe I should check into that just for the future. You know, that kind of thing. So if anybody wants to ever hit me up, then they can. They can reach out. So that's actually a good point. I don't know how that works. Nobody's ever done that before, so I'm not sure. I've gotten like a lot of spam emails actually about like, hey, let's collaborate on this and this. I'm like, all right. Then you go to whatever they're talking about. You're like, this is not even anything near what I do. So it's just like random stuff. Like, so that's fun. That's always fun. Okay, so let's dive into making money with content writing. So, how can you make money with content writing? Do you guys have any ideas? I know a lot of these things we kind of talked about. So, What do you guys think? Like anybody here, like, hey Bookie, how you doing? Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, so what do you guys think? So making money, yep, that's it. Ads, a ton of ads. A ton of ads. That's right. You know the funny thing though, like kind of all kidding aside, like the funny thing about ads, when you put ads on your like Google ads on your blog, like it's and I don't maybe this is just like, my basic kind of experience with it, but like it slows it down so drastically and it makes it almost like unreadable, that kind of thing. Oh, Sweetums. You literally just said, yeah, that's all. Hey, Bookie. Yeah, so not only does it like, yeah, I totally agree. Like there's an ad here, there's like two sentences, there's an ad, two sentences. I'm like, to be honest, like that is so off-putting in terms of like trying to go to an article to read it that it's like, nope, I'm clicking off, that kind of thing. It's like I don't want to have anything to do with that, and it's just I don't know. I think it's oh, that's a good point. Yeah. So that is a pro tip right there, Sweetums. So if you guys want to skip the ads, click on print and then it'll show up because it'll show up the article that doesn't have any ads. So that's a pro tip right there from Sweetums. What are we in? We're well, it says 96 minutes in on this live. So what is that? An hour and 36 minutes? Yeah, no, Sneaky Ninja, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, more people surf with ad blockers enabled, and I think some browsers have such features. Yep. I totally agree. I think that's dude, I don't know. That's almost something you have to have. Like, I understand, right? We all understand, right? You want to make money, you want to try to get money from ads, ad spend, that kind of thing. But like, I I mean, can you do it like a little more strategic? Like, depending on the layout of your blog, like, can you just have it like on the side, like at the sidebar or that kind of thing, and not like in the middle of the blog article? I mean, I understand there's a certain level of trickery that you want to try to trick somebody into like, oh, if you put the text here, but it's right above the threshold of the ad, and they click the ad, you're like, oh crap. But it's extremely painful, I think, when you're trying to read something and just ads just pop the crap out of, the page. You're like, yeah, this sucks. I'm like, next. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, having the ad at the bottom of the page, I think that's a lot more because at the end of the day, it's not just about you as a content creator making money. I mean, if you don't have a nice like user experience and someone's trying to read it and they get bombarded with all this crap like pop-ups and oh, join my list and do this and you can get a free ebook. I mean, granted, there's a time and a place I think for all that, but for the most part, if it disrupts the flow of the reading of the article, then I think that's kind of bad news bears. That's a super, super crucial and important question, Sweetums. So, does your blog rating go down if it's bloated with ads? So, I think, to be honest, like for face value, I don't think so. However, if the page load speed is like super crappy, like super slow, super laggy, that definitely can affect it. If people click off of your article because there's too many blogs that are like eating up the real estate, that can definitely affect it. So I think just having ads on there for face value, like as a whole, wouldn't affect it, but these other kind of like domino effects, I think, of what these other like after effects of having ads could directly affect your rating for sure. Um, so, and to be honest, I mean, if it's so littered with ads, nobody's going to be able to read anything, so they're just going to click off, and they're you're losing twice because not only are they not going to click the ads, but at the same time they're not going to read the article that could lead them to whatever you're trying to direct them to, an affiliate offer or whatever it is, or it could just be a basic article, just an information article, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, so the number one, this is no particular order, by the way. So these are just, some ideas. So, how do you make money with content writing? So, freelancing. That's the first, I'll just say number one. So, freelancing. So you offer your writing skills on freelance platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. So that would probably be, I don't want to say the easiest, but an option that, you know, you can diversify your skills and your writing style and your techniques and, you know, basically your talent, your creative talent. So number two, to make money with content writing is blogging. So basically creating a blog of your own, which kind of makes sense, right? I mean, isn't that like what we're talking about? So monetize your blog. Oh, great. It says through ads, but do it the right way, right? Don't just, you know, load the crap out of your website with a bunch of ads. Don't spam it. So monetize your blog through ads, affiliate marketing, right? You guys know what affiliate marketing is. Anybody here doesn't know what affiliate marketing is? Or like sponsored posts. So basically, you post on someone else's blog and they'll pay you for a sponsored post. So yeah, so Wo says maybe make a funnel, maybe make it a funnel newsletter. That's a good idea, just to kind of have them kind of like go down. Where's the camera? Go down in the funnel, that type of thing. Yeah, I think that would definitely work as long as you're not. It's not super spammy in terms of like, you know, the wording that you use and like the images, that kind of thing. Yeah, I definitely think that could work for sure. So Bookie says, how many ads should you put? So I think, to be honest, if you want to do it strategically, depending on where you put it, if you can put it like down by the footer at the bottom or like maybe on the side banner, I probably wouldn't, to be completely honest, I probably wouldn't do more than maybe like two ads, you know, and definitely not something in the middle of the page. It would be something along the lines of like the side header. I don't think that's even a word, but like, you know, the side kind of bar when you're scrolling through, as long as it fits. If it fits and it looks native and it looks natural, then I think that that would work, you know? So, yeah, bookie, exactly. Enough to make money, but not enough to be irritating. So I would say one or two, that kind of thing. Um, I think that would probably work well depending on what the layout and the theme is of your website. Where can you put an ad that would look like it's supposed to be there, basically? So in other words, native. So the term native basically means it looks like it's supposed to be there. It's not this big honking like thing in the middle of the bloody page, just where it's like, hey, click me, I'm desperate, you know. Yeah, sneaky ninja, I agree. Funnel is a good idea. Trying to learn more about sales funnels. Yeah, have you tried sneaky ninja? Have you heard of system.io before? That platform? Yeah, so it's this I don't, okay. Do you guys want to see it? I actually just started kind of checking it out. Like I don't do you guys want to see what it looks like? We could flip it around and we could take a look and see. We could do like kind of like a live example. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm still trying to figure out you know, a website for myself. That's kind of like the next step or like the next like, you know, direction I'd like to go. Is put together like a little website for myself. Um so let me see if I can, okay. Let me let me see here. Sign in. Okay. There's always like two-factor on this stuff. Let me just make sure that, okay. Let me actually, okay. Sorry, I'm just doing the two-factor stuff and I got to go into email and that stuff. So one sec. Let me just pop that in here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to flip this around. Okay. So let me flip this over for you guys and we will head into system.io. That's correct. Hopefully this. Okay, so what you guys are looking at here is the system.io dashboard. So it's basically like the reason I got, kind of turned on to this tool is because for email marketing. So the free account, I have a free account, and the free account allows you to collect 2,000 emails. So we were talking about funnels, right? So you can actually do, so I want to show you guys here. So all you have to do in order to create a funnel is click on create, and then it's going to give you an outline of, or basically not an outline, but it'll tell you, okay, what is your goal? What's your objective? So you can name the funnel, um, whatever, happy funnel, I don't know, just whatever. You can name it whatever you want. And then it's going to go to your domain, right? So I don't have a domain in here yet. So I haven't attached a domain. So what you can do is um, you can decide what is your goal. So do you want to build an audience, right? So basically like collect email addresses. So you can do that. Do you want to sell a product or a service? Or do you want to do a custom search from scratch? Or do you want to run an evergreen webinar? And the currency down here, you can actually type in whatever the currency is. So let's say, for example, what do you guys want to do? So do you want to do build an audience or sell? What do you think? Yep. Okay, so do we want to do, what do you guys think? Which one? So do you want to do build an audience or sell? And we can choose. Sell. Okay. All right, sweet. So let's click on sell, and then we're gonna click on save. All right, look at that. We created Happy Funnel. So we're gonna click on it, and it's gonna break down everything that we need. Oh yeah, build audience first. Yeah. So what we can do is we can actually go back to funnels, right? So we can actually go back, and if you want to set that up first, we can do that. So click on create. Yeah, no worries. So we can click on create, and we can do, let's just type this in just for the heck of it. So we'll do, how about email marketing funnel? How about we do that just so we know the difference? Build an audience. So we're going to collect email addresses to build your audience. So click on save. I probably shouldn't have named this thing Happy Funnel because what does that even mean? I don't even know. So if you want to edit your funnel, so you're going to click on the funnel itself, and then it's going to give you, it'll give you all these different templates that you can use. So for example, like start with a squeeze page, thank you download page, and an opt-in page or an inactive page, right? So squeeze page is like kind of the front page. Okay, so let's go back. I didn't actually mean to click that. So here's the different templates that we can use for the email marketing. So we're gonna go down, and it'll allow you to either select the template or you can preview it to see what it looks like. So um, let's see, do any of these catch your guys' eye? Anything here? I know this is just an example, so how about we do, how about this one? What do you guys think? This one? So we're going to preview this template. All right, so this is basically like this email marketing template, right? So it gives you up here, it basically allows you to create. So this looks like, a website to like the normal, quote unquote, normal everyday person. This looks like a website, right? The purple one. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to the purple one. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I really like the DJ thing. Okay. So let's go back. Actually, I meant to hit view funnel setup. Okay, so here's a look of the funnel. So you basically have, a little kind of welcome here. You have a button right here, and then you have a header menu bar up here. So really just you have all the menus up here. and you can customize all this stuff, right? So you can click on this, pages, and it'll take you it'll take you to wherever you want to go, right? Wherever you so then you have like a picture over here, and then you have a little side. Yeah, exactly, Sweetums, definitely. So this right here, this is to build your email list. So obviously, like I like the DJ, kind of like the glowing, the neon, but like for me personally, like I don't know how that really for me, I don't know how that would relate to my niche. I mean, obviously, you can change all this stuff, right? It's not going to be this picture, but this is just an example. So you'd want to have a picture here of like some sort of way to connect with, okay, what is your niche, that kind of thing. So what is your website about? So and what are you trying to do? What are you going to be offering? So you scroll down, it kind of separates into different sections. So you can either click learn more, buy tickets, that kind of thing. So basically you can separate this. This is actually, it looks like from a band, for a band type thing. So um but this is all free. Like this whole template is free. So and you can obviously swap out these pictures and that kind of thing. So what we'll do is this would be the name to the squeeze page, and then what you can do is you can either change the template over here, or you can edit the page. So if you click edit page, it's going to give you everything as far as, yeah, yep, bookie, yep. Sorry, I read that and I was like, I had something like I thought I read something else. Yeah. So yep, you do have to use your server for the template. So um but what it means is if you have a domain, like if you have a custom domain that you have, you can import your domain, and then it would be like whatever, like yourdomain.com slash, and then whatever you wanted to. So it doesn't have to say like system.io. It could be one of the things where it's like, whatever the domain you have, and then you can customize it like that. So you can go over here, you can add text, you can headline text, bolded list. Obviously, content box would be this right here. You can add images, videos, audios, carousel. Basically, customize it however you like. Or if you like this layout, you can just take this section right here and you can edit it. So if you wanted to take this and you can change the image. So here's the background image right here. So you can actually take this and you could swap it out with a different, if you have a different image, like on Splash or Pexels, wherever you get, high quality images from, you can swap that out. So then of course you can customize all of these options. So everything is very, very like very customizable. So even to the point where you can add in different fonts, and it's really drag and drop. So this whole thing is a drag and drop feature. So if you want to save that, you can save this as is. And then if you want to go back, then yeah, yep, Bookie. So how is this different from other website templates? This basically, it's the same thing as a different template, but it allows you to actually it's more of like the ease of use kind of thing. So it's the same as other platforms, but it's just basically like a different template, a different way, um, a different layout basically. So there's other websites or other platforms that do the same thing, but it's really just for free. I think it's a matter of if you want to do it for free. Um, so yeah. So let's go down actually. So right here, this is where you would collect the email right here. So at the very bottom, this basically, I mean, this looks like a website, with all the footer information here. And then what you could do is once you click on subscribe, um, you come over here and you can decide, tell it what to do once you hit subscribe. So this is where it starts becoming like the email, like the automation. So submit form, and then what do you want to do? Do you want the redirect users after contact registration to the next step, or you can redirect it to a custom URL? So yeah, no, actually, the beautiful thing about System.io is that Boogie, they actually do that. They have a built-in mail server that allows you to collect emails as part of this whole kind of platform. So I know we were kind of talking about um, you know, funnels and that kind of thing, but if you go back over here, we can. I'll show you guys if it'll let me go back. Let me see button. Okay, let me figure out how to get out of here. There we go. Okay, so up here is everything that they have to offer. So contacts, this would be all for like emails. Funnels, we looked at funnels. For emails, they have email campaigns and email newsletters. If you want to create a newsletter, you can set up a blog, and here's your different automations, what your rules are and workflows. And then you can even sell physical products here. So if you wanted to sell a physical product, you could sell a product right here. You could type in all the information, and then you could submit it. So yeah, so let's take a look. So newsletters. Okay, so go down to newsletter and then click on create on this side over here. And this is just like, you guys know this is up too late. Okay, it's all good. Not a big deal. So you can basically pick, there's two different forms of templates because this is a free account. So you can use this one, template selected, and then click on save. Oh, we gotta type in a subject. So newsletter, okay. And then click on save. And then here's a newsletter. So you can customize this however you like. So whether it be the image right here, and you can customize all the content that you put inside. So all you have to do is click on the image that you would want to change and go over here to upload a new file. So basically, like if you have a different URL for an image file, you can put it here, and then if you want the image, once you click it, if you want it to redirect to a different website, you can put the URL right here, and then you can make the image a little bit bigger. So like you just drag that and you can make it bigger, or you can make it smaller, that kind of thing. So this is like this honestly, like this is kind of not very put together because I wasn't I wasn't planning on like showing this thing off, but this is cool. I mean, I want you guys to at least kind of see it and be able to see what it looks like as far as, creating this, the sales funnels, because we kind of talked about that. So this is free. Yep. So Bookie, you can. Sweetums, yeah, sorry. This is free. So there's different, there is different, let's see. So this version right here that I'm using is free. So it's basically like a freemium version. So it allows you to have 2,000 contacts, 3 sales funnels, 4 out of 15 sales funnel steps. But if you go to the startup plan, the next one up, so that's $27 a month. You can have 5,000 contacts. So basically 5,000 contacts on your email list. So not bad for free for just starting out. So in terms of at least just trying to get an idea of, what you may want to do as far as, creating a funnel, creating an email marketing campaign, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's pretty cool for free. So where is it? I just lost it. I had a product. So you can also, this is pretty crazy. So you can also create a course in here too. So if you wanted to create an actual course, you can create it in here and they would host it in here too. So same kind of thing with create the course and then put it together. So not only can you create the course in here, but you can also sell it in here too as a digital product. So, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it's one of those things that you'd really have to kind of sit down and kind of dig in and really kind of see if this is something that, you know, you'd want to invest the time and money and effort in. So yeah, so Sweetum says, I have kind of a roundabout question. Say you already have a website on Squarespace or something. Can you build an individual page using this just for email harvesting that you link internally? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Totally. Yep. You can, Sweetums. You definitely can. So what you would do is if you wanted to create a um, if you wanted to create like an email kind of like a email marketing page or like funnel, you could. I mean, you could easily do if you wanted to have a second custom domain and you wanted to attach it to system.io, you could do that as well. Or you can just use it like for what they provide. So it'd be whatever your username is, and then it would be .system.io, and then it would kind of give you the URL. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, you definitely can. You can use the free version just for email marketing for sure. So hey, JCLD27, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Yeah, for sure. We have a yeah, you're welcome, Sweetums. We have a, playlist that has all of the previous live streams in this 30-day challenge. So if you'd like to check that out, we can post a link for you, and you can start at day one if you like. And every day is a different topic. So I'm gonna flip this back over. Okay, so you guys can see me here. Flip this baby back over. Man, this live stream actually flew by fairly quickly for 2 hours. Crazy. So, you know, as always, if you guys miss any part of the live streams, they're always on live replay. They're like a video on demand type thing, so you guys can check them out if you'd like to. Thank you, Sweetums. I appreciate it. Thank you for posting the playlist. Yeah, for sure, JCL, definitely. So feel free to watch. You know, start at day one, and you know, watch whatever you'd like. That would be awesome. I mean, I greatly appreciate the support. So obviously, you know, the more you want to learn, the more videos you can watch. So we're on day 27 of this challenge, which is insane. I don't know. Some of you guys have been here for since day one, and I just really appreciate the support. I appreciate the love, and you know, it really means a lot. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So I think Thursday is the last day, day 30. That's insane. That's nuts. So yeah, if you guys missed any of them, you can definitely check it out. So um, I want to give a little plug real quick to tomorrow's content. So tomorrow's day 28. So we're going to talk about transcription services. So basically, like transcribing different things. Um, how do you find transcription jobs? What tools can you use to help with transcription? That kind of thing. So definitely could be a side hustle for sure. Not like yesterday where we talked about building a SaaS business, which is definitely not a side hustle. That's something you need to do like full time with a team. But you know, regardless, that's the beauty of these live streams where we're just introducing these business models or these concepts to you guys to see like, hey, maybe one of these things stands out and you may want to check it out and try it out. And that's the kind of the whole point of this is really to introduce everybody to this. So yeah, that's cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. So I just want to take a roll call real quick, see if anybody has any further questions here before we drop out for today. I just don't like to like blab and blab and blab and all that crap, you know. I don't like to blab on, so I just want to mention one more time real quick. We're not monetized yet. That's currently our goal to work towards. But if you'd like to support our channel, at the very top of this live stream chat, we do have ways to support. We have Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. We'd greatly appreciate it. Any donation. You know, working towards our ultimate goal. So if you'd like to donate, we'd be very grateful and appreciative of that. So thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Hope you guys will come back tomorrow for transcription services, day 28. If you have any questions, always feel free to drop them down in the comments and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. Um, don't forget on your way out, hit the like button. That would be great. That definitely helped me out for sure and help expand this our 30-day challenge to more people. So um, I'm excited. It's kind of bittersweet that it's come to an end, but I'm excited. I know my voice is ready to kind of take a break for a minute, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on day 28 transcription services. Everybody have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.